Okay, so next is setting up a backup. There are lots of ways to do backups. I personally chose Veeam. I've had good luck with it in the past. I've used it in an enterprise setup as well as a personal setup. And so it's the route that I chose to go. I'm not getting paid for that or anything else. It's something that I like, and it's something that I am showing you how to do since it's a product I like. So you'll just go to Veeam's website, go into products and solutions, and then go to Veeam Agent for Microsoft Windows free. You'll just want to do the download for free. Once you do the download, then Veeam will prompt you to set up a backup and all that stuff. Just go ahead and skip out of that or cancel out of that, and then go ahead and open Veeam Agent for Windows. So once you open the app, you'll end up creating a recovery media. Now, I don't have a USB plugged in, otherwise it would be listed here with image. Now, what this is for is basically to include anything and everything that will help your computer restore a little bit faster, a little bit easier. So any type of drivers or network connections and any other settings you might have. You'll select your media. You'll just go through next, click finish, and it'll tell you that it's going to erase anything and everything on that media. Of course, that's perfectly fine. That's what that media is for. Once you're done, you'll need to add a new job. So this job here is actually on my HP laptop, not the desktop. And so I called this the HP laptop backup, so that way I knew exactly which Windows 10 computer is getting backed up. You can see I had already done this on the first. So backup mode, I chose the entire computer because I need this whole computer getting backed up. Destination is a shared folder because this is shared on my computer network. And then I had to choose the destination for the shared folder. You can go ahead and hit populate to see how much disk space is free, so you can verify that you are in fact choosing the correct backup location. So then you'll want to make sure that you check this share requires access credentials. This is very important on if you're doing this from a different computer than where you are backing your data up from. You need to use the computer's name as the domain in front of your login. That is extremely important. I can't stress that enough. Use the computer's name as the domain name in front of your username. And then your password, say how long you want to keep backups for, and then a schedule. You can do certain days, you can do daily, so on and so forth. Just make sure you got it set up on a correct schedule. You'll go into your summary. It'll tell you exactly what it's doing. I always suggest checking run the job when I click finish. That way you can go ahead and get a backup going right now, and then it'll continue on. Like if you have a backup running in an hour, if you go ahead and run the job now, it'll still back up in an hour. Granted, it's done. If it's not done and it's still running a backup, it'll then initiate that backup after it's finished. Then just click finish, and you'll see it's going ahead and processing that backup. But you can also see that 18 hours ago, it went ahead and backed up 3 days, 4 days, 6 days, 8 days ago because of how I have mine scheduled. I don't have this one to go every day because I don't need it to back up every day. So when that finishes, you'll see that it'll tell you the size and what day and time. And if you need more details, you just click. Now that we've got the backup going on a remote computer, let's go to our computer that is actually our server and has all of the drives. So I backed that computer up to this location here. I have all of this data being backed up on this computer onto the Veeam backup. So everything that's on my local disk, everything that's on data, everything that's on Mac gets backed up to the Veeam backup drive. So you can see all of my backups here. I'm going to edit this job and show you how this one is done, since it is done locally on this computer. Okay, so that took a couple minutes because of the size of the backups. But anyways, so this one is pretty straightforward. Backup mode. I did a volume level backup. So that adds in this next piece for volumes. And the reason why I did a volume level backup is if I did the whole computer, it would also back up this Veeam backup. I don't want to back that one up to the same server or to the same hard drive that it's running the backup on. I just want to do the operating system or all of C drive. I want to do D drive and M drive, and I want to back those up here. So technically this Veeam backup drive is not being backed up at all. So then my destination is actually local storage because it's locally here on the computer. So I can just select the Veeam backup hard drive, and I can tell it how many days I want to keep backups for. I can do the scheduling just like on the other one. And then I've got my summary, and then I can run the job as soon as I'm finished. Just a couple of things. Again, you have to have a USB thumb drive for doing the initial job here. Not the initial backup, but the initial setup with all of your drivers and settings and network connections. And then right on that, what the computer's for. So I've got two. I have to make sure one's designated for the desktop and the other is for the laptop because they have two different settings, obviously. You want to store those in a safe place so that way they don't get damaged. So if something happens to one of the computers and you have to rebuild it, you reinstall your hard drive, you plug in that thumb drive, and then you go ahead and at that point you'll do your file level backups or whatever type of backup you need to do to get that computer back to where it was. So it's basically how you build a home server. I hope that was helpful for you, and leave any comments or questions down below on any of the videos in this playlist, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'd be happy to answer anything. And as always, thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe.